Well, based on this video, you'll be able to tell I've been getting a lot more cold weather. Not every day. I've been able to mix in some freshness here and there, but it's predominantly been about cold weather fragrances. And it's week number 107, so stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is one that I just started spending a little bit of time with. It's got that Aventus type of smell, but admittedly not one of my favorite versions of the Aventus type of profile. It's from Michael Malol. It's Jet Black Reserve. Solid, sure, it's okay, you know. Not one that I see myself continuing to reach for over and over. Definitely got to be in the mood. It's more of a musky, woody take on the Aventus style of fragrance. I guess that's kind of what they were going for here. That's what I get from it. You get a little hit of it while not exactly smelling like Aventus. It gives off a similar vibe. There's a little bit of a similarity, not drastically, but yeah, enough to where I'm sitting here and going to say it's got an Aventus vibe, but much more woody and smoky. That's definitely what I get from it the most, is this bright, woody, musky nature on my skin. Pretty much start to finish. There's a little bit of citrus up top. It's got a light smoky nature to it, but I wouldn't call it a heavy birch like you would find in something like Aventus. It's okay. Definitely not one of my favorites. Can't even come close to Ocean Noir. Ocean Noir is my absolute favorite from the house. Hands down. If you try that one, you'll understand why I like it. It's a great blue fragrance that doesn't smell like every other blue fragrance. So that's why Ocean Noir is my favorite. So this was just my first wearing. I have done some test sprays on it prior, but I haven't spent enough time with it to do a full review just yet. So be on the lookout for it. It may take a little while because, like I said, it doesn't entice me to want to wear it over and over. So it may be another couple of weeks. It's going to take me a little bit of time to spend with this one before I'll revisit it with a full review. Performance is definitely above average. I will give it that. The performance is definitely great on it. Not a beast, but definitely well above average. Very good performance across the board. Longevity, projection solid, the whole nine. So performance is not an issue. It just doesn't really captivate me, I guess you could say. But on Sunday was my first full wearing of Michael Malol Jet Black Reserve. And then when I got out the shower, now this is one that's been captivating me because it's my style. I actually wore it 3 nights this week. So actually Sunday night and Monday night I went with Halloween Man Hero. I recently did a full review on this one. And basically a more affordable Invictus Aqua. And Invictus Aqua 2018 to present. So my favorite fragrance. This is a very close rendition. Basically the Halloween Man version of my favorite fragrances. So naturally, I'm gonna really like it because I love Invictus Aqua 2018 to current. And this is a more lavender soapy take on it. Instead of having violet as a predominant note that adds a powdery nature like Invictus Aqua 2018, this has lavender, which adds a bit more of a soapy floral aspect to it. Really, really dig this one. Above average performance, not a super long lasting fragrance, not super loud, but slightly above average. Kind of what I get from Invictus Aqua, actually, that 6 to 7 hour range, average projection type of stuff, but smells incredible. And out the shower on Sunday and Monday was Halloween Man Hero. Moving into Monday is another one that I just did a full review on, and this is some cheapy gold. You can find it for around $20. It is Homme Ice. The hype is real on this one, people. I love how this stuff smells. Gorgeous sweet plum, some beautiful freshness up top. Lovely woody dry down. It's warm but fresh up top. It transitions into a warmer fragrance. It's fruity sweet from a heavy dose of plum. It doesn't come across too synthetic. It's an above average performer. Kind of checks all the boxes for $20, wouldn't you think? It's really good stuff. I'm really enjoying this one. I've been wearing this one sporadically over the last several weeks. So much so that I actually, like I said, did a full review in the previous week. And I'm really, really digging this one. Had to pull it out and put it in the rotation again. Been enjoying the hell out of Homme Ice. And then, like I said before, out the shower 2 nights in a row was Halloween Man Hero. It was my second full wearing of this fragrance, and I definitely have it growing on me more and more. While I never deemed it mediocre in the first place. It was just kind of okay, not great, but it is growing on me the more I wear it, that being Emporio Armani Stronger With You Freeze. I'm digging this one more and more. Still doesn't hold a candle to the original, in my personal opinion. If I had to pick between the two, I would lose this one and go with the original. But this does have a higher wearability in warmer situations and more casual situations. So that's why it's really growing on me. I just did a tag video, shout outs to Razor Ramon, the barber. He had asked me to do a tag video for fragrances to rock with a hoodie. Interesting concept and idea, I understand. I just dropped that video as of the recording of this. It went live. It's actually my last full video. Make sure to check that out if you haven't yet. And this was one of the fragrances I chose for that because it lacks some of the character of the original. Don't get me wrong here, but it's a fresh, spicy take on that warm, spicy fragrance. The original's got a lot more character. It's much more warm, dry, and spicy. This is much more fresh and simplistic and linear. It doesn't change a whole lot. Performance is above average without being loud and in your face. I'll spray it again. It just smells good. Definitely a simpler, even easier to wear in more situations version of the original. So that's why it's growing on me. It really is. I'm super happy that I grabbed it. While deemed the most underwhelming flanker in the line from what I've seen over the last couple of years since this DNA came out, definitely glad I grabbed it. I've been enjoying wearing Stronger With You Freeze. And then when I got the shower, it was time for a good shave. And I used Sphinx Beard Caribbean Island, the shave soap, and the aftershave splash, which is their take on Creed's Virgin Island water. And I gave myself 2 half sprays, because it's big sprays, of Sammy Andrus Fragrances Caribbean Island of the same name, different companies, same scent profile. Sammy's version of Creed Virgin Island water with a lot of rum. This is a heavy rum. Coconut, lime, all the good stuff that people have come to love about Virgin Island water. Cranked up performance, heightened rum note. Super warm, boozy take on the Virgin Island water DNA. And you saw that big old spray. That wasn't even a full spray. I did kind of a little less than that on each side of the neck to go with this aftershave splash. Talk about smelling good for hours. Definitely check out the Sphinx Beard products. If you haven't, shout out to Mohammed Hafez. This is Hani Hafez's brother. This is his company for beard and shaving products, and it's all top-notch stuff. Got to shake before use. See. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous scent profile. The soaps are done by Ariana and Evans, so a top-level artisan. It's just really good stuff. Out the shower, had a great shave with Sphinx Beard, shave soap and aftershave splash of Caribbean Island, and a couple of sprays of Sammy Andrus Fragrances Caribbean Island. Moving into Wednesday. Actually got 2 compliments while shopping at King Soopers. Those of you in Colorado, you know King Soopers is just Kroger. Out here it's called King Sooper. And the gentleman that was the clerk, the cashier at the register, and the gentleman bagging my groceries both were compelled to tell me how good I smoked and that it was a very smoky smell. The cashier specifically pointed that I smelled very smoky, that being Menthol Oud tobacco. So it was an interesting conversation. That's why it's memorable and noteworthy for me. And I definitely really enjoy this fragrance. It does give me that Flintstone Vitamins type of smell up top. This herbal, earthy type of slightly dry tobacco. The oud here is more pencil shaving than medicinal on my skin. It's a drier type of smell overall. The blend is gorgeous. It's one of the more unique smelling tobacco fragrances that I own. I don't have another fragrance that smells like Menthol Oud tobacco, so it's a treat when I do wear it. It's not one that I wear all the time. I do kind of hold it in high regard. While not my absolute favorite from the brand, Honey Oud is my favorite. This is just an interesting treat for me, basically, that tends to spark a conversation at some point just about every time I wear it, as far as I can think back anyways. I've had it for about a year now. I've worn it a little over a handful of times, and I want to say I've had a conversation about it pretty much every time I've worn it with a random stranger, because I usually wear it when I'm going out and about because it's very powerful. There's a lot of fragrance to just be hanging around. You know, when you're going out and about big open areas, that's when I deem it's really good for a powerful fragrance. And ended up sparking a conversation during the day Menthol Oud Tobacco. And then when I got the shower, timeless classic. Never gets old for me. I like to wear it from time to time. Acqua di Gio. Giorgio Armani. I don't think there's such a thing as a more iconic men's fragrance at this point. I don't think there's a fragrance more recognizable. Because this took the 90s and early 2000s by storm, and it's still a top seller in the 2020s. Gotta be the most popular men's fragrance of all time. I know it's the top selling, but I would think I get that if you're really into fragrances, this gets really boring really fast, but the 90s was such a great time for me, and this is more quintessential 90s than any other fragrance for me, aside from Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger, because that's so closely tied to my childhood, because that was the first fragrance I really wanted as a kid. And that's the two fragrances that scream the 90s to me the most, Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger, and this beautiful, wonderful, more green than aquatic. I think it gets less credit for being as green as it is. It gets more of the fresh aquatic credit, but lovely fresh green aquatic fragrance. That's a timeless classic. Hell, when I got out the shower and sprayed it on, I walked in the living room and my wife immediately told me, "Ooh, you smell really nice." It still warrants a compliment. It still pulls in some attention, you know. Just a gorgeous fragrance. If you haven't smelled it in years, don't knock it just because somebody you may enjoy watching or someone whose opinion you respect doesn't like it anymore. Wear what you like. Don't let the hype die on one of the all-time greats. Out the shower, Acqua di Gio, Giorgio Armani. Moving into Thursday, this was a bit of a treat. Hype beast that has warranted hype in my opinion. Rochas Moustache, the Eau de Parfum. This lovely amber vanilla that is an underrated patchouli fragrance in my opinion. The patchouli comes out quite a bit on my skin. So lovely. That pink pepper, just bomb up top of pink pepper, to my nose anyways. Ambery smell, no amber in the notes, but the benzoin gives the ambery smell. It's not too much vanilla, but it's a very dense vanilla. At its core, it's a vanilla benzoin fragrance. That's the makeup of it that adds that warm amber smell, but the patchouli and the pink pepper kind of give it distinguishable character in my opinion. Classy, refined, but not so much so that you can't dress it down. Just a treat. Above average performer. I just did a full review of this one as well. Just a delight. The hype's real on this one. Get your nose on it if you can. It's just a great fragrance. Rochas Moustache, the Eau de Parfum. I got the shower. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Probably the best ultra cheap gourmand you can get. Michael Jordan Legend. It's like 12 bucks. It's an eau de cologne concentration that performs like a well-oiled EDT, weaker EDP, kind of, you know. I had somebody in the comments for the little shorts video I did on this tell me they get like 10, 12 hours out of this. That's craziness. I get like 6 hours, which I think is a lot for an eau de cologne. But if you get 12 hours, congratulations for your skin chemistry. I don't know if that's you spraying clothes too or what, but it's super synthetic. It's not something special if you have high quality fragrances in your collection. This is not a must add or anything like that. But for the guy that just doesn't want to spend more than 20 bucks on a fragrance, which this is well under that, and you want something a little different, it's got this sweet coffee, syrupy, vanilla kind of smell going for it. It's interesting enough. It's definitely not going to break the bank. It can get you a compliment or two from time to time. It's a joy. If you don't mind synthetic, it's a joy. If you just like the high quality fragrances, you'll probably hate this because it's a synthetic bomb. But bargain hunters, this is a great fragrance for you to scoop up. Probably, if you're going to buy one Michael Jordan fragrance, this is probably the one to buy. Out the shower, Michael Jordan Legend. Moving into Friday, I just did a house spotlight on City Rhythm fragrance. Shout out to Niles. And for that occasion, I actually pulled out City Rhythm Miami Tropical Seduction as my scent of the day on Friday. Make sure to go rewatch that live. It's a little less than 40 minutes. We discuss, well, mainly he discussed and I kind of narrate and ask the questions of the inspiration behind the idea for the house, why City Rhythm fragrance is the name, Manhattan, Miami Tropical Seduction. We discuss Rhythm and Pulse, as well as some things he's currently working on and upcoming fragrances and so on. So make sure to check out that live if you want to find out more about City Rhythm fragrances. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous coconut rum, smoky type of dry down, lovely earthy florals in the heart. That's what I get from it. It's floral, but kind of a dirty floral, if you will. Oh, just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Don't think Virgin Island water when you hear coconut rum. It does not smell like Virgin Island water. It's definitely got its own distinguishable aroma and its own character, mainly because of this dirty floral smell. There's some osmanthus in there, and I forgot what the other florals are specifically. But like I said, it's got this earthy floral smell in the heart that really changed this fragrance, give it a ton of character, and this is actually the best seller from the house. Like I said, make sure to get some samples and check out the offerings from City Rhythm Fragrances, because Niles is putting out some incredible originals. And then Out the Shower, this was night number 3 this week of Halloween Man Hero. Can you tell I'm enjoying this one? If nothing else, I'll wear it sitting around in the evening because it's just enjoyable for me. So good. If you like Invictus Aqua, it's kind of a must-have. If you're running low on your bottle of Invictus Aqua, it's definitely a must-have. My opinion, of course. Out the Shower, Halloween Man Hero. Finally, on Saturday, I wore this during the day. I was enjoying it so much, I'm currently wearing it out the shower because as of the recording of this, it's Saturday evening. It is on my skin. I smell amazing, if I do say so myself, because all day I've been wearing Creation E Parfum Cologne from Raja Parfums, known as Enigma overseas. Here in the States, it's Creation E. Oh man, just such a good fragrance. Gorgeous cognac, tobacco, bunch of heliotrope, benzoin bomb up top that adds this effervescent brightness and really melds well with the booziness and gives this Coke float, Dr. Pepper float type of smell in the opening. Of course, that does tone down a little bit, but it's known for having that relatability to a Coke float or a Dr. Pepper float picture. Vanilla ice cream in a mug, pouring Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper on it, and that smell, the fizziness, the bubbles from the carbonation hitting the ice cream that comes up, it kind of evokes that smell. So I've always understood that comparison because it definitely does do that. It smells lovely. It performs fantastic, as you would expect for an expensive fragrance like this. Great scent. Great, great scent. One that I wear specifically in the winter. You won't see me pull this one out any other time unless it's really cold. Today, the high was like 32 degrees. Most of the day, it's been in the mid to low 20s. Currently, at the recording of this Saturday evening, it's 19 degrees, feels like 10 before I started recording this. So the perfect type of weather, nice and crisp and cold to wear a fragrance like Creation E. Definitely get a sample. I wouldn't say blind buy safe because it's so expensive, but it is one of the best fragrances from the house. I have not tried the Parfum Pour Homme version, the more dense and stronger version of this, but I gotta tell you what, Parfum Cologne's amazing. It really is absolutely worthy of a sample. Because if you sample this one, you may end up needing to get a bottle. So definitely try it before you buy, during the day and out the shower on Saturday. Creation E Parfum Cologne from Raja. That's this week's rotation. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? I love reading comments like that every week in the rotation video. This is one of my favorite times of the week when it comes to making content, because I love discussing what I wore throughout the week with you guys. I know some of you, this is your favorite format of the week, and I know there's a lot of people that regularly like to put what they wore as their rotation in the comments, and that's my favorite comments of the week to read, honestly. So make sure to sound off on the comments and what your fragrant week looked like. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances that I wore this past week and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.